Hi, I got another one of Finback's many rotating IPAs that are not released very regularly, but I think they've brewed this one before. It's called Meridian. It's 7% alcohol. It was canned on the 27th, so that makes it, I guess, exactly 2 weeks old, a little less than 2 weeks old. And I think it's brewed primarily, maybe only, with the newish Meridian hop variety, an American hop variety that is sometimes in big blends of hops and IPAs, sometimes used in some wheat beers and things maybe, but I've never really experienced it specifically. I've probably drank a beer that had Meridian hops in it before, but this might be the first one to really feature it. But also on Finback's site and places that I've looked, it didn't say for sure that it was Meridian hops. But it's still pretty good. I actually had a can of this a couple days ago when I first bought it, and I liked it a lot, but my nose was a little bit stuffed up at that point, and I wanted to explore it further. I thought once I could sniff better, I should have it in a can, have a can on camera. And it looks real beautiful. Maybe I'll turn this down a bit so it's not so bright on there, but it's perfect clean haze, no chunks, with a very nice head. I found that Finback is one of the Northeast producers that makes IPAs that are always super soft and super fruit forward and candy-like and not very bitter, and I've enjoyed a lot of them for that reason. Yeah, there's not a huge aroma out of this one. It's 7% alcohol, I should say. But it's a unique, very, very like birthday cake vanilla, fruity pebbles stuff are going on mainly in this beer, but it's not a purple drink fruity pebbles grape thing like I noticed from some IPAs like Lost in Sip of Sunshine, or maybe Pipeworks Ninja versus Unicorn, or some that have a little bit more of a sweeter grapey character coming from the malt, especially in combination with the hops. This one, I think it's mostly just hops, maybe a little bit of yeasty aroma, but there's not, you can see it's ridiculously pale, especially for being so hazy. It looks a little bit like a lot of Trillium beers, but I've noticed that the head and the feel on these Finback beers is a little bit softer than Trillium. But it has maybe some spiciness, but very, very soft, light, sweet spiciness. I don't even want to say necessarily, but maybe like if you had some candy with a very light touch of cardamom in it, it smells kind of like that. Or even like some of those sweet bean candies you can get from Asian grocery stores, Indian type sweet red bean candies. It almost smells like that to me. And very light sweet flowers, not stinky, earthy flowers at all. And it smells very nice, though not a huge aroma right now. And just soft on the tongue. It finishes very slightly prickly, but it doesn't burn the throat. And the aromas just come out in the flavor much more strongly. It tastes like confetti birthday cake, just like a bunch of artificial candy-ish, vaguely fruity flavors mixed in with vanilla and sweet breads, sweet cake, all that sort of stuff is happening. It's rather sweet, not much bitterness. Maybe I'm feeling a light dusting on the tongue from some alpha acids isomerized in this beer. I guess I could say it sort of reminds me of some of these lactose, so-called milkshake IPAs that breweries have been making and, basically invented by Omni Pollo and Tired Hands with their milkshake IPAs. But this one, you can tell it doesn't actually have lactose in it. It's just a little bit sweeter, and it's just over on the end of all these very sweet, creamy spices. It's like vanilla ice cream It's kind of a big flavor I get out of this. So they don't add vanilla. I've had plenty of other IPAs where they add vanilla and fruit and lactose, and those ones are great, but somehow I think they're doing that with just, traditional beer ingredients in this one, unless they haven't released any info about it. But usually they give you more info if they add weird ingredients to their IPAs at Finback. Like they made a coconut IPA, it was clear there was no coconut in it. They made a chocolate vanilla strawberry IPA, and I think this one actually beats those. And 7% booziness is non-existent. There's no real heat. It's a little bit of a tingliness, in the back of the throat, but not as much as most Trillium beers. So it's closest to Trillium and, I don't know, maybe Bissell Brothers, but there's absolutely no green dank qualities in this, which I usually get from Bissell beers and sometimes from Trillium beers. But this is all just sweet, creamy, little kid dessert things happening. But then it finishes and it's not very sweet. It's not like a big caramely sweet IPA. But it's not also like some boring wheat beer where they add a bunch of flavorings and it makes it really sweet. It's my favorite kind of thing where it's like all these kind of tropical. I guess I'm getting coconut out of this, maybe coconut and pineapple, a slight pina colada thing. It's like pineapple upside down cake. That sort of thing's happening for sure. But I'm gonna try to get my homebrew friends to use Meridian hops. So I think there aren't so many places where Meridian hops are available, but I bet this would blend really well with some coconut in an IPA. And just a lot of other things. I can see Meridian hops being used in liqueurs, and make a sweet liqueur with Meridian hops and put it on top of ice cream. That might be good. I'm gonna start maybe seeking out other beers that use this hop, which I'm still not totally sure they even actually use Meridian in this. It doesn't say anything except for India Pale Ale on here. Yeah. But Finback is kind of becoming one of my favorite breweries. This beer kind of has nothing to do with the West Coast IPAs or even old-fashioned East Coast IPAs. When you think back to more English styles or like Harpoon IPA, this is nothing like that. This is something else completely, in the way that I guess milkshake style IPAs are something else completely different. That's why I like this quite a bit. And it's so easy to drink, unless you want something that doesn't have quite as much perceived sweetness as this. But it's a very, very cool beer. I'd give it probably like a 90 or something. It just suits my palate really well right now. If they ever made like a double dry hop version of this, it would probably be exactly up my alley. It would just boost the aroma on this one, which I said wasn't the biggest, and also lower the perceived sweetness a teeny bit. But as I drink through this, I'm not even getting, I usually get some sort of eucalyptus-y, minty, green peppery, or some sort of greenness coming out of the hops. But with this one, it's not even that, and it's not even that spicy, honestly. Yeah, maybe just like a really, really distant mint or something in there. I feel like breathe it out my palate. And you could say that because it doesn't have these other elements, it's a one-sided, one-dimensional beer, but I think it's cool that they're able to just get creamy, sweet, spicy, vanilla-y sort of flavors in this beer without any of the danker, harsher vegetal qualities that sometimes work well in a beer. But I've currently at least been in the search for just new pure fruity flavors coming out of beers, but not necessarily with fruits. And this one does a great job. So yeah, 90 bags of popcorn. Bye.